Well, hello and welcome. On the occasion of Tech Mahindra's quarterly earnings, I am in conversation with its management. We have with us Vineet Nair. He is the Vice Chairman, and Milind Kulkarni, who is also the Chief Financial Officer of the company. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me here.
Thank you.
I'd like a little bit of an outlook here. What was really interesting, which came out through the press conference, Vineet, is that we've seen the ratio of change the business increase quite substantially to in comparison to something like run the business. Of course, change the business is a transformation on business. To what extent is this to do with the existing clientele, and how much it is to do with the new digital technologies that you guys are using?
Well, I mean, you are seeing a transformation of a step change in the nature of technology. And that is equally applicable, or at least that is applicable almost in every endeavor we are in. Whether it is telecom, or it is our standard banking sector, or healthcare, there is no area which has remained untouched. Right. So our challenge has been to keep pace with the technological change, to find the relevant change for each segment or each sector, to move towards creating new platforms. And I think in that we have had a modicum of success, as can be seen in our results. And I think the journey has just started. And over the next 2 to 3 years, you will see fundamental transformation of the way the enterprises do business, and we would be the facilitators.
Right. Milind, what's really interesting is when you guys spoke about Tech M Next. Can you tell me a little more about the objectives that you have in store when you come up with such an initiative?
So, I would say that by doing Tech M Next, we are not restricting Tech M only to Tech M own technology, but we are service provider by using technologies which are available in the elsewhere, so that our customers get a best possible solution.
Right. Vineet, of course, this also means that you're going to be working with a lot of your alliance partners. Can you tell me a little more about how they can come in and work with Tech Mahindra in this initiative?
Well, I mean, alliance partners is part of our technological renaissance. So they evolve technologies, we evolve technologies, but more importantly, we find the best ways of making them relevant for each unique need of the industry. Okay. And I think that is really where our strength lies. To be instead of enterprises seeking multiple consultants, we are a one-stop shop, and it is we who collect, collate, and implement these programs for them. Okay. We don't discover all of them ourselves, but our strength lies in collating it in an economical and a viable fashion for that industry. Right. And that is why companies like are aggregators and applicators.
All right. Milind, you guys have also spoken about right-sizing LCC. That said, what kind of trends are you now witnessing in the communication space? What kind of conversations are you having with your clients now?
So as CP mentioned, I mean, one, accepting if we were not to right-size that networking business, we would have seen a growth of about 5% year on year. What we are, and we are not just we are focusing on business which is going to be profitable, and we see a growth happen. I mean, we are ready for a 5G praise, and whenever that capital expenditure or a transformation expenditure starts by communication sector, we well poised to exploit that opportunity. Now, when it would happen, quarter, 1 quarter, 2 quarters, we will have to really wait and see.
Okay. Vineet, it's been a surprisingly strong quarter when it comes to banking and financial services verticals, especially when the rest of the industry is still being reeling under a lot of pressure. A lot of other managements have suggested that they are in wait and watch mode, but it's turned out to be a good year for you. What kind of traction are you seeing in this particular vertical?
We are seeing very good traction in our vertical, and I think it is basically because we are ready with the new technological innovations which make their business more efficient and more effective. It's just a question of preparedness, and then there's always a certain cyclical elements which come in. And last year was not a great year for us. But the investment of last year resulted in this year. So we are looking at a sequential chain, not really. So you will see that almost in every other enterprise also, a similar thing happening. So last year was a poor year. This year is a very good year. And I hope we can maintain the momentum going forward.
All right, gentlemen, just two more questions. Milind, a question on the rupee. We've seen the rupee fluctuate quite substantially. How is that working out right now? And also your outlook on the margins going forward?
So, one, on this rupee, I mean the dollar index, which has been depreciating last year, whole of last year, from, I mean, last 2 months has reversed the trend. So, rupee depreciation obviously would help improve our EBITDA margin. What it would mean is also, because of the hedging that we have done, long-term hedging, we had a gain of about $120 million roughly last year. That could come down, but we will see an improvement in EBITDA margin.
Okay.
So overall, it should help. A question about outlook, we don't really give a guidance, but looking at what we've been able to do last year, we hope to continue on that trajectory, though the movement could be gradual. It's not going to be a 550 basis point improvement in a year.
All right. And Vineet, the final question, keeping in mind the changing requirements of your clients right now, do you have an idea of the kind of acquisitions that you may be looking out for?
We look at multiple, we have multiple objectives when you make acquisitions, and it's very difficult to foretell what we will acquire. At any given time, we are looking at multiple choices. There are some in terms of meeting the new technological needs, some to meet companies which are not doing well, where we do believe there's synergy and we have talent for it. So there is really no one answer we can give.
Right.
But all I can say is that acquisitions have been a part of our strategy right through. And I think if we have one strength, it is to pick up a company which is doing, or a technology which is not doing that well, or which is applications are limited, and upgrade it. We have done that consistently, starting from Satya.
Right.
That we pick up companies which are not in great shape. We think we can, through, I believe, our management capabilities, upgrade them. You're seeing that happening in LCC, and you will see it happening elsewhere, that we will pick up companies where we think we have a vacuum, or we have a void, or where we can synergize. We have synergies,
right,
which can be harvested and buy them at a possible discount if they are not doing well, and upgrade them.
Okay. Milind, this is your last quarter for Tech Mahindra.
Yeah.
We'd like to wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.
And well, gentlemen, thank you for taking the time out and joining us here in this conversation.
Thank you.